خلق 7 سماوات طباقا ما ترى في خلق الرحمن من تفاوت فارجع البصر هل ترى من فطور ثم ارجع البصر كرتين ينقلب إليك البصر خاسئا وهو حسير ولقد زينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح وجعلناها ولقد زينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح وجعلناها رجوما للشياطين وأعتدنا لهم عذاب السعير وللذين كفروا بربهم عذاب جهنم وبئس المصير بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانهر إن شانئك هو الأبتر صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Salawat. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. All praise is due to Allah, whose worth cannot be described by speakers, whose bounties cannot be counted by calculators, and whose claim to obedience cannot be satisfied by those who attempt to do so, whom the height of intellectual courage cannot appreciate, and the divings of understandings cannot reach. He for whose description no limit has been laid down, no eulogy exists, no time is ordained, and no duration is fixed. He brought forth creation through his omnipotence, dispersed winds through his compassion, and made firm the shaking earth with rocks. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. First and foremost, I would like to extend my condolences to you all on the tragedy and martyrdom of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Brothers and sisters, from these nights onwards, the family of the Prophet, peace be upon him, their suffering has been intensified, yet the beasts drank freely. Tonight we will have the ziyarat of Hazrat Qasim alayhi salam, and tomorrow the flag of Hazrat Abbas or the alam, and on Wednesday the tabut or the coffin of Hazrat Ali Akbar. On Wednesday night, as you can see, it's gone. On Wednesday night we'll have a midnight majalis at 4:04. It's a Masaib only majalis, take place on Shab Ashur. We will have Sheikh Panju, Sheikh Jafar Ladak, Sheikh Nabil Awan. The recitals will be by Brother Ammar al-Nasheed, Hayat Haydariyun, Brother Mahdi Dazai, and Brother Wafiq Abadi. For the day of Ashura, inshallah, will be in 4:04 during Dhuhr time. The details will be circulated. And for Sham al-Ghariba Majlis, which will happen at 7:30, this will take place back here at Rushford Park. Salawat. I'd now like to invite Brother Khamis Rizvi. He can share his beautiful recitation. Please welcome him with the loudest of your salawat.
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, bulantar salawat. No, it's fine. Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, bulantareen salawat. जहाँ में सानिए कुया कोई किताब नहीं, जहाँ में सानिए कुया कोई किताब नहीं, अली भी एक है उनका कोई जवाब नहीं, लहद में फैल गया बूतुराब का जलवा, खुदा का शुक्र है मिट्टी मेरी खराब नहीं। एक दफा सब मिलकर सलावत पढ़ दें। करबो बला नसीब से जाना, کرب و بلا نصیب سے جانا، نصیب ہو پھر لوٹ کر وہاں سے نہ آنا، نصیب ہو ایسا در حسین پہ سجدہ ہوا آخری، ایسا در حسین پہ سجدہ ہوا آخری، پھر مجھ کو اپنا سر نہ اٹھانا، نصیب ہو جی چاہتا ہے سامنے بیٹھے ہوں پنجتن، جی چاہتا ہے سامنے بیٹھے ہوں پنجتن، ان کی ثنا انہیں کو سنانا، نصیب ہو پروردگار ٹھوکریں درد کی کب تلک، پروردگار ٹھوکریں درد کی کب تلک، اب مستقر نجف میں ٹھکانا، نصیب ہو کرب و بلا نصیب سے جانا، نصیب ہو صلوات۔ مصائب کے چند اشعار ایک دفعہ مل کے درود سب پڑھ دیں۔ پھر بھی صلوات۔ محمد و آل محمد بلند تر صلوات۔ ہائے قبر اصغر کی بنانے میں
بہت دیر لگی ہائے قبر اصغر کی بنانے میں بہت دیر لگی شہ کو ایک چاند دیر لگی ہائے قبر اصغر کی بنانے میں بہت دیر لگی کچھ قدم دور ہے بازار سے دربار مگر کچھ قدم دور ہے بازار سے دربار مگر پھر بھی شہزادی کو آنے میں بہت دیر لگی ہائے قبر اصغر کی بنانے میں بہت دیر لگی شین ہر لاش کو جلدی سے اٹھایا شین ہر لاش کو جلدی سے اٹھایا لیکن لاش اکبر کی اٹھانے بہت دیر لگی ہائے قبر اصغر کی بنانے میں بہت دیر لگی ٹکڑے چنتے قاسم کے کہا مولا نے ٹکڑے چنتے ہوئے قاسم کے کہا افسوس کے آنے میں بہت دیر لگی ہائے قبر اصغر کی بنانے بہت دیر لگی
Thank you, Brother Khamis, for those sorrowful words. Now I'd like to call up Brother Najaf Ali Husseini. We'd like to recite some poetry. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Salawat. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. If I was in Karbala on that night, the last night before the end, I would witness heaven and hell spread out before me. Heaven blot from Forad, heaven prostrating to God, hell surrounding Forad and forgetting their God. I would witness in the tents of Ya Aba Abdullah, oil lamps illuminating, faces weeping in prayer. I would witness the last Isha Salat of him who rode his shoulders of the Prophet. I would witness the love in the faces of the companions as they prayed their last behind him. I would witness the shining eagerness of the boy from whom tomorrow's death is sweeter than honey. I would witness the flag bearer than a little girl on her knees. I would notice that his arms are still inset. Tomorrow, Sokina, your uncle will not be here. They will rip out your earrings and lash you with whips. Stay close to him as long as you can. I would witness a man bowed with grief and shame, making his way towards heaven, and being embraced by one so tender and forgiving that he overlooks the deed that can lead to this end. From the forgiven, I would witness the stream of hell leaving, and a breeze of heaven wafting through. On the last night, the night before the end, I would tread softly through the tents. I would witness dry water bags and children rolling their sandpaper tongues on parched lips, accurately aware of the sound of the gushing of the river water so near, and also of the savages blocking their way there. I would witness a mother with no milk to feed the baby whose thirst would be at as last as quenched by the blood from a spear to his tiny throat. Salawat.
Thank you, brother. Can we recite a salawat for his health? Can I request all the brothers to please stand up and move as far forward possible? We're expected to have quite a lot of people, so could everyone please move closer to the stage? Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Without further ado, I'd now like to call up Sheikh Abbas Panju for his 7th lecture. Please welcome him with a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Tonight's majlis is kindly sponsored by the family of Al-Hajj Sayyid Khamis Rizvi and family. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant the hajat of everyone within this family and to bless them in the dunya as well as the akhirah. If we can honor their marhumin and all our marhumin and marhumat with the recitation of a Surah Al-Fatiha, Rahimallahu man kara'a Surah Al-Mubarakat Al-Fatiha. Bismillah. As well, brothers and sisters, there are a number of mu'mineen and mu'minat who are not in the best of health, who have hajat that they have been seeking for them to get fulfilled. May we all raise our hands in dua and recite 5 times the verses of Shifa by the Sheikh of Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen for those who are not in the best of health to grant Shifa and for hajat to be granted. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم عما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء عما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء عما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء عما يجيب عما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء اللهم إنا نسألك باسمك الأعظم يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله اللهم إنا نسألك بحق سيد قاسم Ya Allah, we ask you by the Shaykh of Sayyid Qasim, the son of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba, mu'mineen and mu'minat who are not in the best of health, Ya Allah, you grant them shafa'ah. Mu'mineen and mu'minat who have hajat, Ya Allah, do passed away. Ya Allah, make their graves into a garden from the gardens of Jannah. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما Ahibai, before we begin tonight's majlis as well, tonight being the night allocated to Maulana Shah Qasim, after the Masa'ib or immediately after the Masa'ib, there will be the tabarruk of Imam al-Qasim, yani Sayyid al-Qasim, that will be brought out. Trays of tabarruk and trays of henna with candles. And this is a practice that has been endorsed by the scholars and has been carried out has been carried out by previous generations and passed on from generation to generation. For when these trays of tabarruk come out, ya ikhwani, this tabarruk, these foods, these sweets that are prepared in honor of Shah Qasim, please be sure to take some with you. For indeed within these foods are the power of shafa'ah. Within these foods and within this tabarruk, there is the power of guidance and hidayah. It is within these foods that with spiritual power and spiritual grace, physical ailments are cured. And the stories and the mu'jizat that have happened are numerous. if the shirt of Nabi Yusuf could return the sight of Ya'qub back when he put the shirt of Yusuf on his eyes, then what about the tabarruk in the name of Shah Qasim? Can cure every ail under. Inshallah, this is a door of mercy, and please take advantage and gain from the shafa'a, and inshallah your hajat are also maqdiya. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله بارئ الخلائق الأجمعين باعث الأنبياء والمرسلين ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء حبيب قلوبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد ثم الصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين لا سيما ولي الله الحجة ابن الحسن صاحب الأمر والزمان اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الأولين والآخرين إلى قيام يوم الدين صلى الله عليك يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله صلى الله عليك يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة يا مظلوم كربلاء السلام على من جعل الله الشفاء في تربته السلام على من الإجابة تحت قبته السلام على ساكن كربلاء فيا ليتنا ثم يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي يا سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما السلام عليك يا وارث موسى كليم الله زينوا مجالسكم بذكر محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. From the different manners in which Ahlul Bayt have taught us to address and salute Imam al-Hussein, you find that we have a wide array of ziyarat. And every ziyarah, you will find that there is a particular way in which the Ma'soom Imam has taught us to address Imam al-Hussein. Sayyid al-Shuhada, Abu al-Ahrar, the master of the youth of paradise. The Imams have taught us protocol and etiquette, that when you salute the Imam and you perform his ziyarah, there are certain mannerisms and there is a certain etiquette, not only in the way that you should stand in front of the Imam, not only the manner in which you should be dressed in front of the Imam, not only the manner in which your mind frame should be, but we have also been given guidelines in the words that we are supposed to use while addressing this master. And you find that from the different ziyarat that we have, one ziyarah which is commonly known is ziyaratul waritha, the ziyarah known as ziyaratul waritha. And within this ziyarah, the Ma'soom Imam teaches us to address Imam al-Hussein. You see, these ziyarat are not only words to be uttered, yani in terms of respect to the Imam, but you find that these words of ziyarat have treasures of ma'rifah within them. If you want to learn who your Imam is, if you want to learn what the adama of your Imam is, then contemplate on the words within the ziyarah. Because within this, you understand the greatness of Imam al-Hussein to the extent that is possible by the human mind. For you find that in Ziyarat al-Waritha, the Ma'soom Imam teaches us to address Imam al-Hussein as the inheritor of the Anbiya. Assalamu alayka ya waritha Adam safwatillah. Assalamu alayka ya waritha, mathalan, for example, Isa ruhillah. And you have one line of Ziyarat al-Waritha where we say, Assalamu alayka ya waritha Musa, the one who spoke with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Musa kalimillah. And you find that when we analyze this aspect of Ziyarat al-Waritha, why is it that the Ma'soom Imam addresses Imam al-Hussein as being the successor of the Anbiya? For every one of the Anbiya, there is a reason why these Ulul Azam, the prophets of the Ulul Azam, are mentioned inside of this Ziyarat Waritha, and why Imam al-Hussein in particular is a successor to every one of these Anbiya. Tonight we want to focus, or tonight and tomorrow inshallah, two-part series where we want to focus on this one statement, Assalamu alayka ya waritha Musa kalimillah. Peace be upon you, Ya Aba Abdullah, the inheritor of Nabi Musa kalimillah, the one who Allah spoke to. You find that by way of introduction, two things before we jump into the bahath, which is a bahath Qur'ani, tafsiri, and inshallah tomorrow not only tafsiri and tarihi, but also has the secrets of the fada'il of Sayyid al-Shuhada. Tonight we are moving towards that journey, or we begin this journey towards that direction. We start out by way of introduction. Assalamu alayka ya waritha Musa kalimillah. What is the meaning of the word warith? What we generally translate as inheritor. You notice that inheritor, by definition, the person who inherits somebody else. Yani, a person who has, the deceased person, when we say has been inherited, yani the recipient, there is a transfer of possessions from the deceased to the beneficiary. And the beneficiary is standing in place or takes the place of the deceased. He replaces the one who is deceased. You find that in Islamic literature, when it comes to the matter of inheritance of Ahlul Bayt, inheritance of those people who are selected and purified by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the concept of inheritance is divided into two. You have inheritance that is maddi and you have inheritance that is ma'nawi. You have inheritance that is physical, inheritance that is materialistic. And on the other hand, you have inheritance which is spiritual. So for example, the inheritance when Imam al-Baqir, for example, one of his titles is Baqir Ulumil Awwalina wal Akhirin. Imam al-Baqir is the one who split open the knowledge of the Anbiya from the first to the last. Yani Imam al-Baqir was the inheritor of the knowledge of the Anbiya. This transfer of the ilm by methods of ghaib from the Anbiya to the A'immah is one type of inheritance. And this is the ilm of the Anbiya, a type of inheritance which is khas to them. Which is why when you open some of the books of hadith, you will find Imam al-Baqir, for example, salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayh. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. He will begin the hadith where he will say, Qala Rasulullah, Ajib, Qala Rasulullah, Ya Imam al-Baqir, between you, yani the Holy Prophet said. When Imam al-Baqir says, the Holy Prophet said. Between Imam al-Baqir and the Rasulullah, there are a good number of years, 60 years between, give or take, between the Rasulullah and Imam al-Baqir. Imam al-Baqir was born 60 years later. He never saw Rasulullah. Yet in the hadith you will see that Imam al-Baqir, in many hadith, Imam al-Baqir will say, Qala Rasulullah, the Prophet said. How does Imam al-Baqir know that Rasulullah said this or not? This inheritance of ilm, yani a divine transfer of knowledge from the Nabi to the Imam. This is one. And then on the other hand, you have the inheritance which is physical, property. And you find that Ahlul Bayt are sharik in this like any other person. The hukum of Islam involves them in this just like any other person. Which is why you have within the Quran that Dawood inherited from Sulaiman. Which is why we use this verse of the Quran to disprove those people of Saqifa when they took the land of Fadak away from Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen. When they came around and they said that we have heard a hadith from Rasulullah where he said that we, the ma'ashar of the Anbiya, do not leave behind any inheritance for our people. Tayyib, why would the Prophet say something that contradicts the Quran? And from here we are able to know the butlan, the falsehood and the invalidity of the people of Saqifa who stole the right from Sayyidat Nisa al-Alameen. Tayyib. So if we understand this concept of inheritance, you find that in a very introductory manner. You find that in the ziyarah when we say Assalamu alayka ya waritha Musa kalimillah, Imam al-Hussein is the inheritor of the message of Nabi Musa, standing in the place of Nabi Musa after Nabi Musa was deceased. Meaning that on the day of Ashura, the Ma'asum Imam is teaching us that Imam al-Hussein on the day of Ashura was not only in the jihad of Imam al-Hussein. Had Imam al-Hussein not stood in Karbala, the efforts of 124,000 Anbiya would have become obliterated from the face of this earth. Which is why you find in the hadith, like the text that we talked about yesterday, Kamilu Ziyarat, the Anbiya leave Jannah to come down to Karbala and perform the ziyarah of Imam al-Hussein. Why? The ziyarah of the Anbiya is a form of shukr to Imam al-Hussein. Had he not given his life, their risalat would have been made void. So if we understand this, coming again, in particular, when the Ma'asum Imam says, Assalamu alayka ya Musa, ya waritha Musa kalimillah, peace be upon you, O inheritor of Musa, the one whom Allah talked to. When the Imam makes a comparison, or when the Imam refers Imam al-Hussein And Nabi Musa, in the same statement, you find over here that there has to be a comparison in the situations between Nabi Musa and Imam al-Hussein. And for tonight, inshallah, we want to embark upon this journey of a comparative analysis between the jihad of Nabi Musa and the jihad of Imam al-Hussein. A comparison between the jihad of Nabi Musa and the jihad of Imam al-Hussein. And from here, there are some very important conclusions that we are going to derive on the way. One of these major conclusions, Ya Ahibbai, which is a rule of thumb, and if you embrace upon this, the manner in which you read the Quran will change. The manner in which you study the Tariq of Ahlul Bayt will change. And this one important summary is this, which I am giving you even before we start the lecture, so that it makes sense and you can see it as clear or as bright as the rays of the sun as we travel over these next 2 nights. The qaida is this: you are able to see the jihad and the fada'il of Ahlul Bayt through the seerah of the Anbiya within the Quran. It is as if the lives of Ahlul Bayt, the struggles of Ahlul Bayt have been mirrored in the Quran through the stories of the Anbiya of the past. More than that, it is as if Allah Azza wa Jal is telling us, understand the Anbiya through Afwan. It is as if Allah Azza wa Jal is telling us, understand the Ahlul Bayt through the seerah of the Anbiya. She thaqil. This is something very heavy in its statement. Don't understand Ahlul Bayt as is. Don't understand the Anbiya through Ahlul Bayt. Baba, understand Ahlul Bayt through the through the Anbiya. The scales change in its entirety. And if you keep this in mind, we begin with our first set of comparisons with a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Suratul Qasas. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in regards to Nabi Musa, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, وَجَاءَ رَجُلٌ مِّنْ أَقْصَى الْمَدِينَةِ يَسْعَى قَالَ يَا مُوسَى إِنَّ الْمَلَأَ يَأْتَمِرُونَ بِكَ لِيَقْتُلُوكَ فَاخْرُجْ إِنِّي لَكَ مِنَ النَّاصِحِينَ. When the believer came to Nabi Musa, in the early stages, when Nabi Musa was still inside of Egypt, there is an incident there occurred where he went to help one of his believers and a scuffle broke out and the person ended up being killed, or the person ended up dying. And over here, Nabi Musa was accused of murder and Fir'aun was looking for him to arrest Nabi Musa. This is even before he declared his Nabuwwah. So what happens? The Quran tells us that one of the mu'mineen who was in a form of taqiyya came to Nabi Musa and said to him, Innal mala ya'tamiruna bik. This entire nation is plotting against you and they want to kill for his life out of fear for the message of the religion of Allah, the message of Allah. So he embarked upon a hijrah. Because his life was under danger. From Misr, he went to Madian. And from the city of Madian, he came back to Misr. And then from Misr, he carried on the hijrah again, leading the Bani Israel to the lands of Sham. Subhanallah, you find the same situation with Imam al-Hussein that we talked on the first night. Yazid is bent upon shedding his blood in the city of Medina. And the people have plotted that they are going to kill him. Bani Umayyah and Yazid have decided from day one that they are going to kill Imam al-Hussein. Imam al-Hussein, in fear of his revolution and the message of Imam al-Hussein, we clarified this, the Imam doesn't fear for his life on the first night. So keeping in mind that you remember this, Imam al-Hussein was forced also to a hijrah from Medina to Mecca and from Mecca towards Karbala. Like the way Nabi Musa was under threat for his life and for the message of Allah, he was forced into migration. The same thing with Imam al-Hussein. And then Ba'ad, when you come and you look at the words that are used over here, Innal mala ya'tamiruna bik liyaqtuluk. Fir'aun has gathered together a jaysh, an army from every corner of the land to kill you, Ya Musa. How dare you go against the authority of Fir'aun? The Mufassirin of the Quran mention that when Nabi Musa crossed the Red Sea and Allah Azza wa Jal parted the sea for Nabi Musa, together with Nabi Musa, there were hundreds and thousands of people from Bani Israel. They crossed the sea on the other side. Behind them was the army of Fir'aun. I have seen Mufassirin of the Quran mention that the number of the army of Fir'aun was alf was sitmit alf. 1.6 million people Fir'aun had gathered in terms of an army to have Musa and his followers killed. A massive army with the best generals and cadets and seasoned warriors known in the land of Egypt or the empire of Fir'aun. And you find the same thing for Imam al-Hussein. The hadith tell us the army of Yazid. We have one narration that mentions for us that the army of Yazid on the day of Ashura in Karbala, 30,000 people. We have another narration that tells us 70,000 people. We have another narration that tells us 100,000 people. Now we say that all three of these numbers are correct. All three of these narrations are right. Why? Because when you go closer into the hadith, you find that Ahlul Bayt talk about the army that killed Imam al-Hussein. He says, is dalafa ilayh. Yani they crawled or they circled around the Imam, 30,000 of them, claiming to be from the Ummah of Rasulullah, seeking closeness to Allah through the killing of Imam al-Hussein. Yani 30,000 people from that Fauj on the day of Ashura were Muslims who said La ilaha illallah, who said Muhammadur Rasulullah. And on the day of Ashura, when they went to kill Imam al-Hussein, they went in with the niyyah qurbatan ilallah. This is the peak of shaitan in the libas of a Muslim. We see this even today. The likes of ISIS and so on and so forth. Under the libas of Islam. Under the banner of La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Under the banner of Allahu Akbar. Going in all sorts of violence. For we say all these numbers are correct. 30,000 people were those people. 30,000 who were fighting Imam al-Hussein based on Aqidah. They made it a war of Aqidah. This is the way we will get close to Allah. Nawasib. The remaining 70,000 that we have between the two narrations, whether the total number was 70,000 or 100,000, this includes in addition to the 30,000 people who were in Karbala but not necessarily fighting Imam al-Hussein based on Aqidah, fighting Imam al-Hussein either because of greed. They were fighting Imam al-Hussein because they themselves were forced to register into the army, because if they were not forced, their family members would be killed. So you have that these numbers make sense. Within the 70,000 is also correct. The 30,000 is correct because this is that khas amount of army that were killing on the war front on the basis of Aqidah. 70,000 the entire army. And the hadith that talks about 100,000, ya ahibba'i, this talks about another 30,000 people who are on standby. Like every army that has a reserve ready to come in for reinforcement. This is Yazid, who did not spare any effort and did not let any one warrior known for bravery sit on the sidelines, except that they brought them into Karbala to fight against Imam al-Hussein and persecute him and martyr him, execute him in the end. For you find over here that in the way, the first comparison, in the way that Fir'aun gathered a large army to kill Imam al-Hussein, Yazid did the same. Fir'aun gathered a large army to kill Nabi Musa, Yazid did the same thing with Imam al-Hussein. Like the way Nabi Musa was forced into a hijrah, Imam al-Hussein was also forced into a hijrah. The next set of comparison, again, Surah Al-Qasas, verse number 2 and 3. نتلو عليك من نبأ موسى وفرعون بالحق لقوم يؤمنون. See how Allah says, we talk to you about the story of Nabi Musa because it is a story of haqq, so you can have iman. Similarly, Karbala is the event of haqq, which gives you iman. In any case, إن فرعون علا في الأرض وجعل أهلها شيعا يستضعف الطائفة يستضعف طائفة منهم يذبح أبناءهم ويستحيي نساءهم إنه كان من المفسدين. What did Fir'aun do? Number one, Fir'aun was arrogant on earth. Number two, he weakened the Bani Israel. Do you know how Fir'aun established his power and authority over the people of Bani Israel? He disunited them by breaking them into sects. Number one, because within unity there is numbers. So he broke them up into sects. This is one. Number two, he was slaughtering يُذَبِّحُ أَبْنَاءَهُم. He was slaughtering their children. وَيَسْتَحْيِي نِسَاءَهُم. They would violate the rights and the sanctity of the women of Bani Israel. All three things over here was done by Bani Umayyah. You have within history Yazid on the year after Imam al-Hussein was killed. They sent an army to the city of Medina led by one of the people known as Muslim ibn Aqaba. They made the city of Medina halal and invaded it for 3 days, leaving it absolutely open for every sort of looting and every sort of crime. The city of Medina for 3 days. Historians tell us 700 memorizers of the Quran were slaughtered in the mosque of the Holy Prophet. Thousands of residents of the city of Medina were beheaded, such that Masjid Rasulullah was covered in blood up to ankle height, and the dhari of Rasulullah was made into a stable for the horses. This is Yazid. The way Fir'aun killed the Bani Israel, Yazid killed the followers of Rasulullah inside of Medina. The way Fir'aun would violate the sanctity of the women of Bani Israel. After this event, historians who are not even Shia from the Sunnah say, after the army of Yazid left Medina in the following year, 1,000 illegitimate children were born. Look at the comparison between the army of Fir'aun and the army of Yazid. But look at what is more interesting as interesting in the beginning. Fir'aun وَجَعَلَ أَهْلَهَا شِيَعًا. Fir'aun weakened the people by making them into sects. Subhanallah, Bani Umayyah played the sectarian card also. Tamaman 100% Siratul Fir'aun. Because the hadith mentioned that when Muslim bin Aqil alayhi salam was captured in Kufa after the people abandoned him and betrayed him, and after the jihad, and I'm sure we spoke about the jihad of Imam Muslim bin Aqil, after this jihad, he was captured, he was brought into the palace of Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad. Do you know what Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad said to Muslim bin Aqil? قَدْ شَقَقْتَ أَسَى الْمُسْلِمِينَ. You, Muslim bin Aqil, have caused disunity in the ummah. Ajib. And you find with great regret the same mentality in this day and age. As soon as somebody stands up for haq and calls people towards the wilayah of Amirul Mu'mineen, they say, no, this is sectarian fitna. Imam Muslim bin Aqil was calling people towards Imam al-Hussein. They were united on batil, they were united on shirk, they were united on dhulm. Imam Muslim bin Aqil called them in revolution, inviting them to Imam al-Hussein, yalla towards the wilayah of Amirul Mu'mineen. Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad said, you are the sectarian, subhanallah. And don't we see the same things today? You stand up to defend the wilayah of Amirul Mu'mineen and the tuhma of sectarianism is put on you. The same tuhma and the same mentality that was used by Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad. Ahibba'i, unity of the ummah is very important in terms of political cooperation or economic cooperation, but not at the expense that you dilute your aqidah to make any other person happy. Because remember, at the end of the day, and I've heard this from a marjat taqleed inside of Qom, at the end of the day, haq and batil, nur and dhulumat cannot come together. Khalas. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. One loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. فَيَا أَحِبَّائِ, you see over here that there is a great similarity in the seerah of Fir'aun and in the seerah of Bani Umayyah. And it is as if when you open the Quran and you read the verses of Fir'aun, you see the seerah of Bani Umayyah right in front of you. Ba'ad. Similarity number 3. Surah Ash-Shu'ara. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. فَلَمَّا جَاءَ السَّحَرَةُ قَالُوا لِفِرْعَوْنَ أَإِنَّا لَنَا لَأَجْرًا إِن كُنَّا نَحْنُ الْغَالِبِينَ قَالَ نَعَمْ وَإِنَّكُمْ إِذًا لَمِنَ الْمُقَرَّبِينَ. Verse number 41 and 42, Surah Ash-Shu'ara. This verse talks about when Nabi Musa was going to meet Fir'aun, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had strengthened Nabi Musa with the miracles, showing him, or that would help establish that Nabi Musa is on haqq. From one of the miracles that was given to Nabi Musa is that he was able to change his staff into a serpent. So, when he was invited to a challenge against the magicians, you have over here an event that is going to happen. The event is going to separate haq from batil. The representation of haq, Nabi Musa. The representation of batil is who? The magicians. Because the magicians were of the opinion that we can do the same thing that Nabi Musa does. So they would throw ropes on the floor and they would turn into snakes. So Nabi Musa threw his staff on the ground and it made his snake a serpent, in some narrations similar to a dragon that ate all other snakes. And so the people who were professionals, you could say, who were masters in magic, realized that what Nabi Musa has done is actually not magic. It's not trickery of the eye. It's not manipulation of vision, but rather this is something extraordinary that proves he is being sent by a higher power. So the magicians figured out, or the magicians found out and saw after the miracle of Musa alayhi salam, that this person is different than us. In any case, if you understand this context, you have the magicians, or you have Nabi Musa who has come to represent haq, and you have the magicians who have come to represent batil. Tayyib, What motivated the magicians to stand against Nabi Musa, who was the representation of Haqq? There has to be a motivation for the magicians to come. Look at what Allah says within the Quran. قالوا لفرعون أئنا لنا لأجرا إن كنا نحن الغالبين. They said to Fir'aun, the magicians, Ya Fir'aun, if we stand up against Nabi Musa, is there a reward for us? You find the same thing within the army of Yazid. Umar ibn Sa'ad al-La'in was willing to stand against Imam al-Hussein, the party of Haqq, and was willing to slaughter Imam al-Hussein based on what? Based on a worldly reward, the land of Ray. Like the way the dunya motivated the magicians to fight against Haqq, and that Haqq being Nabi Musa, you find the same thing, Bani Umayyah and the people in the army of Umar ibn Sa'ad, their motivation, and a lot of the people inside their motivation to raise arms against Imam al-Hussein, knowing that he was truthful, was the dunya, money, this world, temptations. Ikhwani, if your nafs is not detached from this material world, not only are you at the risk of abandoning your deen, you are at the risk of slaughtering your deen. People become majanoon, insane because of wealth, because of money. How many times have we seen people are ready to kill their own blood brothers because of money? The person who was responsible, a few nights back we did the Masaib of the two Tiflan Muslim bin Akil. The person who ended up beheading these two innocent children. For what? The reward that was put by Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad was 2,000 dirhams. For 2,000 dirhams, he slaughtered these two children. وَإِلَى جَهَنَّمْ وَبِئْسَ الْمَصِيرُ. People who sell their akhirah for the dunya. And from here you take a bigger qaida. Ikhwani, do not abandon or compromise your deen for wealth. Do not try and earn, and inshallah each and every one of you are mu'mineen and all of you are lovers of Imam al-Hussein. So inshallah this is not applicable to you. But for voices or people that might be out there, inshallah the voice reaches them. Ikhwani, do not risk. It's not worth it to try and earn money through means that are haram. Imam al-Hussein says on the day of judgment, on the day of Ashura, when he gave the people so much counsel and so much advice and performed mu'jizat, and still they didn't want to listen to Imam al-Hussein. Imam said to them, you people, you cannot comprehend what I'm telling you, and you are not capable of any hidayah because your stomachs are filled with that which is haram. Azizi, you start to fill your stomach. You start to buy things with money that is haram. There is a great fear that you might be amongst the ones, or I might be amongst the ones who fights against the Imam Zaman of my time. These people who fought Imam al-Hussein, they were reciters of Quran, They recited Salat, as we saw before. So this is not a guarantee. Rizq halal. And these are the nights, insha'Allah, to seek rizq halal from Allah Azza wa Jal. May Allah, by the sake of Sayyid Shah Qasim, increase all our rizq in a manner which is halal, and grant us happiness in the dunya as well as the akhirah. With the barakat of salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. The fourth comparison between Nabi Musa and Imam al-Hussein, or more accurately similarities between Fir'aun and Bani Umayyah. You find over here Surah Al-A'raf, verse number 120 onwards. وَأُلْقِيَ السَّحَرَةُ سَاجِدِينَ. Or the verse before that, فَغُلِبُوا هُنَالِكَ وَانْقَلَبُوا صَاغِرِينَ وَأُلْقِيَ السَّحَرَةُ سَاجِدِينَ قَالُوا آمَنَّا بِرَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ رَبِّ مُوسَى وَهَارُونَ. When Nabi Musa performed the miracle in this challenge against the magicians, correct, there were a number of magicians who were fighting against Haqq, and they knew that Nabi Musa was on Haqq, but they were in pursuit of rewards and wealth for the dunya. But despite that, within this army of magicians that were fighting the army of Haqq, yani Nabi Musa, there were those from the magicians. When they saw the miracle of Nabi Musa and they saw that Nabi Musa is the Nabi of Haqq, what did they do? They fell down into sajda and they said, we believe in the Lord of Musa and the Lord of Harun, and they left the army of Fir'aun. They came into the side of Musa. They switched sides, and as a result Fir'aun killed them. Tamaman nafsu shi, same thing, mirror reflection in Ashura, on the plains of Karbala. The hadith, and within the Maqatil it is mentioned that on the night of Ashura, Imam al-Hussein sends his brother Abul Fadl, because the army wants to come and attack. They wanted the war to be on the 9th of Muharram, Tasu'ah. And before I continue with this, one thing that just came to my mind, Bain al-Qawsain, I say this and we move on. Ahibai, today, 7th of Muharram. Today, the day being the 7th day of Muharram, the day that just passed. Ikhwani, it was on the 7th of Muharram that the water supply was cut from the army of Imam al-Hussein. Yani today, Monday, this entire day, they went without water. Tuesday, tomorrow, they will go without water. Wednesday, they will go without water. And Thursday is Qiyamah on earth. Between now and Thursday, every time you drink water, every time your child asks you for water, take a moment to remember the thirst of Imam al-Hussein. In these 3 days when your child cries, just take a moment to think about how Ali al-Asghar or Sakina were crying. Ikhwani, it's important that we live Karbala, live the Masa'ib. It's not only Masa'ib when we are in Majlis and when during the daytime we are all dandy, happy as if nothing has happened, and we cry only when we come to Majlis. Abadan la. Enter, you're on a journey and you're reliving this grief. In any case, this was something that was in my mind. I said, let me bring this up for you, inshallah. We see over here that on the night of Ashura, our point being that the army from the magicians, some of the magicians, when they saw that Nabi Musa was on Haqq, they switched parties and they joined the army of Fir'aun. The same thing you find in regards to Ashura. On the 10th night of Ashura, they wanted to fight on Tasu'ah the 9th. Imam al-Hussein sends Abul Fadl. Abul Fadl sends the message of Imam al-Hussein that give us the period of one more night, such that we can spend it worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal. The Maqatil mention that on this night, the night of Ashura, Shabe Ashur, the way we say, the army of Yazid, Umar ibn Sa'ad sent a contingency of horsemen. Go and circle around the tents of Imam al-Hussein. Go and see what their companions are up to. The Maqatil mentioned that a contingency of 500 horsemen went and circled around Imam al-Hussein, and they saw that the companions and Imam is in a state of ruku and in a state of sujood. Some are reciting Quran, some are reciting salat, some are crying due to their proximity to Allah Azza wa Jal. The Maqatil mentioned when the people saw the sincerity in their ibadat, when they saw their determination through their worship, and this ikhlas was apparent, what happened? The Maqtal mentions 30 people from the army of Yazid abandoned the army of Umar ibn Sa'ad, did istighfar and tawbah, and joined the army of Imam al-Hussein. 30 people from the army of Yazid. The same way in which when the magicians saw Haqq, they abandoned Fir'aun and came to Nabi Musa. These 30 people, when they saw Haqq in the ibadah of Imam al-Hussein, they left Umar ibn Sa'ad and they joined. And the next day, each and every one of them was shaheed. Not to mention that these 30 were different from Hurra ibn Yazid al-Riyahi. Ikhwani, this last example I want to give you, or this comparison, and we start the Masa'ib and the rest of the comparisons inshallah for tomorrow. To be very honest with you, Surah At-Taha, this comparison in itself is a musibah. And this is the beginning of the Masa'ib. Listen very carefully what the Quran says. The context of this verse is when Nabi Musa was born. And you know, Fir'aun was killing all the male children. So what did the mother of Nabi Musa do? She made a small tabut. And she put Nabi Musa in the tabut. And she put the tabut in the river. And she let the body of Nabi Musa float to wherever it was. Because if she would have left Nabi Musa, if she would have kept Nabi Musa with herself, the army of Fir'aun would have seen the baby and would have slaughtered the baby. So what did she do? Allah revealed to her, put him in a tabut and we will take care of him. So when the mother put Nabi Musa in a tabut, it floated in the river until the wife of Fir'aun saw it. And inshallah all of you know the story. But do you know what happened when the mother put Nabi Musa in the tabut in the river? Do you know what happened? Look at what the verse of the Quran says. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. إِذْ تَمْشِي أُخْتُكَ فَتَقُولْ حَلْ. When you were in the tabut, in the river, and your family was fearful of what is going to happen to you. Ya Musa, when your sister came following you in the river to see how you are doing, whether you are safe or not. Allah says the sister of Nabi Musa followed Nabi Musa by the river because she was worried that this is my brother Musa, we don't know if he's alive or dead. So she followed you out of fear. Allah, Sayyida Zainab and Imam al-Hussein. The same thing with the sister of Musa and the Nabi Musa. Like the way the sister of Nabi Musa came out of fear and love to find out what is happening to her brother Musa. You have hadith on the day of Ashura when Imam al-Hussein is all alone in the Maidan, in the Maqtal, surrounded by the enemies. Sayyida Zainab comes running out from the Khayma gate to the Maidan and she shouts out, Ya Hussein! Allah, Allah, this still Zainabiyya, where Sayyida Zainab stood and she cried out, Ya Hussein. Such that narrations mention Imam al-Hussein was covered in blood and in wounds, to an extent that when Sayyidah Zainab saw Imam al-Hussein from the till, she could not recognize him. She said, "Are you the son of my mother?" Allah, Allah. Today, the heart wants to mourn and weep for Sayyidah Zainab. Sayyidah Zainab Ummul Masa'ib. Do you know that Sayyidah Zainab was that daughter of Amirul Mu'mineen, and Sayyidah Zahra, who had Sayyidah Zainab was known to have a very tender and a very delicate heart. Sayyidah Zainab was extremely soft-hearted, and everyone in the Ahlul Bayt knew that Zainab's heart is very soft. There are some things Zainab is not able to see, which is why on the Shahada of Amirul Mu'mineen, when he was struck in Mihrab, Hassan and Hussein were carrying Imam Ali on their shoulders. When they came to the house, Imam Ali says, "Oh Hassan and Hussein, leave me, let me walk by myself." They said, "Baba, your wound is so deep, you are fainting, you don't have energy to walk, how can we leave you?" Do you know what Amirul Mu'mineen said? Amirul Mu'mineen said to Imam Hassan, "Zainab is in the house. If Zainab sees her father in this manner, if Zainab sees her father in this manner, Zainab, her heart is soft, she can't see them." Which is why the same thing on the Shahada, Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba. The narrations mention when Imam Hassan, due to the poison, was coughing out blood. He was coughing out pieces of his intestine unattached. When Sayyidah Zainab was coming to visit him, Imam Hassan tells to Imam al-Hussein, "Oh my brother Hussein, hide this tash of blood." Imam al-Hussein says, "Why?" Imam Hassan says, "Zainab is at the door. Zainab is delicate. Zainab is soft-hearted. She will not be able to see them." I say, "Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ya Imam al-Mujtama, what did Zainab see on Ashura? What did Zainab see on Ashura?" Allah. The narrations mention that as the day of Ashura went on and the Bani Hashim went and gave their jihad one after one, the children of Aqil became shaheed, the children of Ja'far became shaheed, the remainder brothers of Amirul Mu'mineen became shaheed. The narrations mention that only the children of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba were remaining. Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba had 5 sons on Ashura. Yani 3 of them became shaheed and 2 of them were taken as prisoners. So when the time of the children of Imam al-Hassan came for them to give their sacrifice, the elder brother of Shah Qasim went, Abdullah, by the name Abdullah al-Akbar. He became shaheed. When Shah Qasim saw his brother has become shaheed, the narrations mention he went running towards Imam al-Hussein and he said, "Oh Uncle Hussein, give me permission to go to the battlefield." Imam al-Hussein refused. The narrations mention that Shah Qasim fell down on his feet. He began to kiss the feet of Imam al-Hussein, to kiss the hands of Imam al-Hussein, saying, "Oh my uncle, please give me the permission to go towards the battlefield." At this moment, Imam al-Hussein would refuse. He would keep, Qasim keeps asking, Imam al-Hussein keeps refusing. Imam al-Hussein said, "Oh Qasim, you are the remaining son of my brother Hassan. You are the remainder, you are the reminder of my brother Hassan. How can I let you go to the battlefield? When your father Hassan was dying, he gave me the wasiyah, take care of my son Qasim. How can I give you permission to go into the battlefield towards death?" Allah, Allah. The hadith mentioned that Shah Qasim goes back to the Khaymagah. He goes back to the Khaymaga, and it is as if I want to take you every night to Karbala. Every night to Karbala. It is as if tonight you are in the Khaymaga and in the Khayma of Shah Qasim. Allah. Those of you who have been to Karbala have seen the Khayma of Qasim. May Allah give all of us a chance to visit Imam al-Hussein in Karbala. Ya Allah. The narrations mention Shah Qasim returned back to the Khaymaga. He sat down on the ground with his head on his knees. He wants to go for jihad, but Imam al-Hussein doesn't allow him. He sat in the Khaymaga crying by himself, and then he remembered a ta'weed that was given to him by his father, Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba. His mother, Farwa, always used to say, "O Qasim, your father has left for you a ta'weed. If ever you are in a difficulty, then open that ta'weed and all your difficulties will be solved." Shah Qasim says, "In my life I never faced any difficulty like the difficulty of today. I want to go for jihad. My uncle is not allowing me." The narrations mention that his mother Farwa came and gave him, opens the letter reads, "Assalamu alayka ya bunayya ya Qasim. Salam be upon you, O my son Qasim. There will come a day when you are surrounded by enemies in Karbala. Faya Qasim la tabkhal bi ruhik. On that day, O Qasim, do not try and save your soul. I want you to be my representative for defending your uncle Hussein." Allah. When Qasim read this letter, he became happy. This is the wasiyah and the ijazah from my father. He goes running from his khayma to the khayma of Imam al-Hussein. He says, "Oh Uncle Hussein, I have a wasiyah, I have a letter for you." The narration mentions Imam al-Hussein read the letter, tears started streaming down his cheek. Qasim is the representative of his father, Imam al-Mujtaba. Imam Hassan is present in Karbala through Qasim. The hadith mentions when Imam al-Hussein read this letter, the Maktal says, فَإِن تَنَكَا, they hugged each other. وَبَكَا, they began to cry. حَتَّى غَشِيَ عَلَيْهِمَا, until both of them, they hugged each other and they cried so intensely. Both of them, Qasim and Imam al-Hussein, fainted. Both of them fainted. Imam al-Hussein says, "If you must go for the jihad," he calls for a chest to be removed from the khayma. He calls for a chest to be removed from the khayma. He opens the chest. From inside that chest, he removes the libas of Imam Hassan. He removes the amama of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba. The narrations mention Imam al-Hussein took the amama, he cut it into half, and then he tied half that amama around the head of Imam al-Mujtaba. The other half of the amama, he put it around the shoulders of Shah Qasim so it can be his kafan. He kissed Imam al-Qasim, or he kissed Shah Qasim, and then he buckled his belt. He put a sword on the side. Imam al-Hussein says, "Before you go for the jihad, go into the khaymaga and bid your mother and bid your auntie Zainab farewell." Akhir final wida. The narrations mention Shah Qasim enters into the khaymaga. Sayyidah Zainab is standing. She sees Shah Qasim, his face shining like the moon, wearing the amama of Imam Hassan. She stands up and she says, "Oh my brother Hassan." She saw Imam Hassan in Qasim, and it is as if over here Sayyidah Zainab remembered the arrows that were shot on the jazaza of Hassan al-Mujtaba. Imam al-Qasim bids farewell to all the women. He comes out of the khaymaga. The narrations mention that Imam al-Hussein put an armor over Shah Qasim. The armor was not even fitting Shah Qasim properly. It was loose on him. Do you know why? Because the armor is built for adults to fight in war. The narrations mention Shah Qasim was a young lad, a shabab. He was a youth in the early teens. The armor was even too big to fit for him, to fit on him. Imam al-Hussein bids him farewell. He kisses him on the forehead. Imam Qasim goes out into the Maidan. He looks back at Imam al-Hussein for a final time. The narrations mention that he went into the Maidan on foot with tears rolling down his eyes. He walked towards the army of Umar ibn Sa'ad, removed his sword and he cried out to them, Ana ibn al-Hasan. He cried out and said, In tunkiruni fa ana ibn al-Hasan, sibtu al-Nabiy al-Mustafa al-Mu'taman, هذا حسين هذا حسين كالأسير المرتحل. Imam Qasim cried out, if you do not know who I am Qasim, the son of Hassan al-Mujtaba. I am the grandson of the chosen prophet Rasulullah. This is my uncle, like a slave who has been surrounded. Imam Qasim went out into the Maktal. The narrations mention the young boy did a jihad that was Haydari, a jihad that was Hassani. He sent 60 of the commanders from the army of Umar ibn Sa'ad into Jahannam wa bi'as al-masir. One by one, no one was able to overcome Shah Qasim. All this time there was an evil person by the name of Amr ibn Sa'ad al-Azadi. He was looking at the jihad of this young boy, killing one of the kuffar after the other. He was looking and he said, I swear by Allah, I will make the mother of this boy cry today. Amr ibn Sa'ad waited in the back. 60 people Shah Qasim killed and sent to Jahannam. Nobody from the army of Umar ibn Sa'ad was willing to come and challenge Qasim. Qasim calls out, oh cowardly people, come forward and challenge if you can. Nobody is ready to come forward. At this moment, Allah, Ya Shi'a Muhammad. At this moment, Shah Qasim sees that the lace of his sandal is untied. The narrations mention Shah Qasim bent down to tie the lace on his sandal. Amr ibn Sa'ad al-Azadi saw this is the chance to attack Qasim. The narrations mention as Qasim was tying the lace and stood up, this la'een came from the other side. فَضَرَبَهُ بِسَيْفِهِ عَلَى رَأْسِهِ. He came and struck Qasim with a sword on the head. Then the Maktal mentions فَوَقَعَ الْقَاسِمْ عَلَى وَجْهِهِ. Qasim fell back to the ground face first. Ya Shi'a, every time a shaheed fell down on the ground in the battlefield, there was one shaheed who didn't say anything, and that was Muhammad, because by the time Muhammad, the son of Sayyidah Zainab, because by the time he fell to the ground, his ruh left his body. But every shaheed, when they fell down on the ground after being struck, they always called out Imam al-Hussein by sending salams. Every shaheed, when they fell, they said Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. They gave salams. But when Qasim fell, he didn't send a salam. Do you know what he said? He said, Ya Amma, adrikni. He said, oh uncle, help me. Ya Shi'at Al Muhammad. When Imam al-Hussein heard the cry of Qasim, "Oh uncle, help me," the narration mentions Imam al-Hussein came out from the Khaymaga like a striking lion, going forward to separate the army. When the people saw Imam al-Hussein charging like a lion, they began to disperse from the battlefield on their horses. The horses of the east here and the horses of the west there. The body of Qasim in the middle. The Rawi mentions when the dust settled down, this is the last part of my Masaib, Allah, Allah. The Rawi mentions when the dust settled down, we saw Imam al-Hussein sitting at the body of Qasim, crying out, "Ya Izzu Wallah, Ya Izzu Wallahi alayh, an tad'uni fala ujibuk, aw ujibuka fala ugnik." It hurts me, Qasim. Imam al-Hussein is saying, it hurts me, Qasim, that when you called me, I couldn't help you.
Qasim, hay hay Qasim. Qasim, hay hay Qasim, hay 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 Qasim, hay hay Qasim. Qasim, hay Qasim, hay hay 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 Qasim, hay Qasim. कैदी बनकर पाबंद रसन लाशों से जो गुजरे अहले हरम, ہر بیوی اپنے پیاروں سے ہوتی تھی ودا کر کے ماتم، ایک بی بی فاطمہ بنت حسن پامال بدن قاسم کی بہن، کسی ایک جا سے رخصت نہ ہوئی، کسی ایک جا سے رخصت نہ ہوئی، ٹکڑوں میں جو تابائی کا بدن، کبھی اس ٹکڑے پر ہے قاسم، کبھی اس ٹکڑے پر ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے ہو تیری بہن غریب ان نہیں بھولنا، تیری بہن غریب ان نہیں بھولنا، تیرے قتل دا منظر ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہو تیری بہن غریب ان نہیں بھولنا، تیری بہن غریب ان نہیں بھولنا، تیرے قتل دا منظر ہے قاسم، 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 او تیری بہن غریب ان نہیں بھولنا، تیری بہن غریب ان نہیں بھولنا، تیرے قتل دا منظر ہے قاسم، ہے ہو کبھی صحرا دیکھ کے روتی تھی، کبھی غش کا کے گر جاتی تھی، پامال ہوا تابائی جہاں، پامال ہوا تابائی جہاں، اس خون پہ گر کر ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہو تیری بہن غریب ان نہیں بھولنا، تیری بہن غریب ان نہیں بھولنا، تیرے قتل دا منظر ہے قاسم، ہے ہو وچ رسیاں دے پابند ہوئی، نہیں بہن غریب بس کوئی، ہوندے ہاتھ آزاد تے مر جاندی، ہوندے ہاتھ آزاد تے مر جاندی، تیرا ماتم کر کر ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے وہ تیری بہن غریب ان نہیں بھولنا، تیری بہن غریب ہو کس شان سے تم دلہات بنے، کس شان سے تھی بارات چلی، بیٹھی رہی دلہن اجڑے میں، بیٹھی رہی دلہن اجڑے میں، آئے نہ پلٹ کر ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم. ہو فروان کہا بیٹا قاسم، کہہ دینا دادی زہرا سے، فروان کہا بیٹا قاسم، کہہ دینا دادی زہرا سے، غربت کی کمائی ٹکڑوں میں، غربت کی کمائی ٹکڑوں میں دے دی ہے سجا کر ہے قاسم، 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 ہے قاسم. او تیری بہن غریب ان نہیں بھولنا، تیری بہن غریب ان نہیں بھولنا، تیرے قتل دا منظر ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے او ہر سات محرم کو میں دی تیری یاد میں قاسم اٹھتی ہے، دلہا دلہا قاسم، دلہا 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 قاسم، دلہا ہوتا ہے لبوں پر ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے قاسم، ہے
حسین، وای وای حسین، وای وای جانم حسین، وای آی حسین، آی وای حسین. From the bottom of your hearts call his name, Hussein, why, Hussein. Ay Hussein, ey canım, ay Hussein. One more time, pledge your allegiance, Hussein, vay, vay, Hüseyin, vay, vay, Hüseyin, ay vay. Hussein. Ay Hussein. Sayyidah Zainab alayha salam enters the court of Yazid and he says to her, how do you find what Allah did to your brother Hussein in Karbala? What does she reply to him? She replies with the famous line in front of the tyrant. She says, I saw nothing but beauty. She says to him, my home is where the message was sent. My home is where the message was sent. Day in and out the angels descend. My home is where the message was sent. Day in and out the angels descend. Beauty. One more time. My home is where the message was sent. Day in and out the angels descend. And you ask me, what did I see? I saw nothing but beauty. I saw Hussein quenching his foes, MashaAllah. I saw Hussein quenching his foes, MashaAllah. I saw as they replied arrows, MashaAllah. Hussein holding a desert rose, MashaAllah. I witnessed valor, MashaAllah. I saw Karbala, 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 MashaAllah. My home is where the message was sent. Day in and out the angels descend. My home is where the message was sent. Day in and out the angels descend. And you ask me, what did I see? I saw nothing but beauty. I saw Hussein quenching his foes, MashaAllah. I saw as they replied arrows, MashaAllah. I saw as they replied arrows, Hussein holding a desert rose, MashaAllah. I witnessed valor, MashaAllah. I saw Karbala, MashaAllah. I saw Karbala, MashaAllah. I saw Karbala, I saw Karbala, MashaAllah. I saw Karbala, I saw Karbala. No, I am Zainab the Hashemite, I am Zainab the Hashemite. The moon to my left, the sun was to my right. Now shackled and taken in chains, looking at my beloved Hussein, the mountain that couldn't shake. MashaAllah, I saw the river carry the lake. MashaAllah, I saw what no other eye can take. MashaAllah, I witnessed valor. MashaAllah, I saw Karbala. MashaAllah, I saw Karbala. MashaAllah, Ali, I saw Karbala. I saw Karbala. I saw Karbala. Allah, she says to Abu Fadl, she says to him, the river came to you on its knees. The river came to you on its knees, and the waves came crashing at your feet. You denied yourself even a taste, for the moon never lifts up the waves. How you gave your eye, MashaAllah. How you gave your eye, MashaAllah. Your flag filled the sky, MashaAllah. From the tent you shine, MashaAllah. You define valor, MashaAllah. I saw Karbala, MashaAllah. I saw Karbala, MashaAllah. I saw Karbala, I saw Karbala. I saw Karbala, MashaAllah. آب لبهای تو رو زده، آب لبهای تو رو زده، موج به پای تو زانو زده، ماه خیمه به ماه فلک، ماه ابروی پهلو زده، به ابروی تو ماشاءالله، بگی سوی تو ماشاءالله، پنای حرم ماشاءالله، یل کربلا 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 ماشاءالله، سیل کربلا یل کربلا ماشاءالله، یل کربلا ماشاءالله، یل کربلا ماشاءالله، یل کربلا یل کربلا ماشاءالله، یل کربلا ماشاءالله، یل کربلا ماشاءالله، یل کربلا ماشاءالله، علی یل کربلا ماشاءالله، 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 یل کربلا بلا ماشاءالله، يا لكربلاء ما شاء الله. I want to take you inshallah to Karbala, and I want you to visit all the places over there inshallah. We'll begin by visiting the land. We'll move to visit the shrine of Abu Fadl Abbas alayhi salam, and then we'll go to Tell Zainabiyya and finish with Imam Hussein alayhi salam. And picture the scene with me. What is this land, Karbala? What is it? Is it a land? Is it more than a land? This land, this land, this land, this land is a universe. This land, this land, this land is a universe. This land, this land, this land is a universe. This land, this land, this land is a universe. It's as if this land is a universe. It's as if this land is a universe. Abbas is the moon, Zainab is the earth. Isma, barakallah, isma. Hussein, 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 Hussein. It's as if this land is a universe. It's as if this land is a universe. It's as if this land is a universe. Abbas is the moon, Zainab is the earth. It's as if this land is a universe. Abbas is the moon, Zainab is the earth. Abbas will brighten up the darkest night, but the moon role is to reflect the light, and the source of light for the moon is one. Abbas is the moon, Hussein is the sun. Abbas, 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 Ya Abul Fadl. Abbas, 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 Ya Abul Fadl. Abbas, 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 Ya Abul Fadl. Abbas, Abbas, Fadl. In this world there's not enough pages for me. In this world there's not enough pages for me. Isma, barakallah. In this world there's not enough pages for me to begin describing your bravery. I have a question, can you answer me? I have a question, can you answer me? Will you let Yazid's army capture me? Will you let Yazid's army capture me? I am Abbas, I'm from Haidar Ali. I am Abbas, I'm from Haidar Ali. I'll pick up this flag and I will rally. As the moon fades and the morning sun will rise, Sister Zainab, I promise what you will see will please your eyes. I charge, my lips drier than the sand, without my hands, with no army to command, calling out Zainab, Zainab, my call for eternity. Zainab, oh Zainab, Zainab, my call for eternity. Zainab, oh Zainab, Zainab, my call for eternity. Zainab, oh Zainab, Zainab, my call for eternity. No one would survive if they saw what you saw. No one would survive if they saw what you saw. I am your servant standing at your door. Ocean of patience, I am at your shore. The ship of salvation I came to board. I didn't come to board on Noah's Ark. It's Hussein ship that I came to embark. It's the only ship that will sail through the years, because it's carried by Zainab's tears. Because it's carried by Zainab. Zainab Abdullah, Zainab Abdullah, Zainab Abdullah, La Zainab Abdullah, Zainab, La Zainab Abdullah, Abdullah, Zainab Abdullah, Zainab, La Zainab Abdullah, La Zainab Abdullah, Abdullah, Zainab Abdullah, La Zainab Abdullah, Abdullah, Zainab Abdullah, Zainab. How long for Karbala? How long for Karbala? To mourn you, Bain al الحرمين Halom halom for Karbala To mourn you بين الحرمين Halom halom for Karbala To mourn you بين الحرمين As soon as بين الحرمين as soon as I reach you I will and beseech you بين الحرمين so don't you blame me so don't you blame me if I go crazy when Zainab raised me, Sakina trained me, mourning for Hussein, Salat Zainab, Amir Husseinab, wa ni'am al-Amirab, wa ni'am al-Amir, Salat Zainab, Amir Husseinab, ونعم الأمير ونعم الأمير صلاة زينب أمير حسين ونعم الأمير ونعم الأمير صلاة زينب أمير حسين ونعم الأمير ونعم الأمير صلاة زينب أمير حسين ونعم الأمير ونعم الأمير سميت كربلاء leave me there سميت كربلاء leave me there سميت كربلاء leave me there leave me there سميت كربلاء leave me there سميت كربلاء leave me there سميت كربلاء leave me there leave me with Hussein 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 all together Hussein 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 daughter of Hussein Sakina after you she is Yatima mother of Hussein Fatima watches over this arena when your neck was struck with the sword Hussein Husseina Fatima shed tears and when your head was separated Hussein Husseina and raised on the spears and when the hand of your brother came back with no water and Abbas said his final farewell to Hussein his master in Karbala how did you greet him and when he fell how did you meet him in Karbala how did you greet him and when he fell how did you meet him in Karbala how did you greet him and when he fell how did you meet him and when Hussein needed the water Al-Qameh why won't you feed him Al-Qameh why won't you feed him I'm calling on Taha's grandson I'm calling on Taha's grandson I'm falling on my knees and hands I'm calling up to the one who Adam called your land. I don't call, walking to your land. I'm calling Hussein now, beating the chest to ease the pain. I'm calling Hussein now, beating the chest to ease the pain. Bainul Haramain, I will lose my voice calling your name. Bainul Haramain, I will lose my voice calling your name. Hussein, boy, Hussein, boy, Hussein, boy, Hussein, boy, Hussein, boy, Hussein, boy, Hussein. I hope you are not tired from calling his holy name. Hussein, boy, Hussein, boy, Hussein, boy, Hussein, Hussein, boy, Hussein, boy, Hussein, boy, Hussein, boy, Hussein, boy, Karbala, Mawla, 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 the son of Zahra, 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 martyred, 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 martyred. I see you have gathered here to oppose me. Come next to me, Shabab. Come around me here. Shabab, all come to the front. I see you have gathered here to oppose me. I see you have gathered here to oppose me. You brought armies and I brought my family. You brought armies and I brought my family. The river of generosity is me. The river of generosity is me. And you deny to me that which flows freely. And you deny to me that which flows freely. I won't give in till the blood from me will all spill. I will summon Ali Akbar and Abul Fadl, Abu Fadl, Abu Fadl, 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 Abul Hussein, Abu Fadl, Abu Fadl, Hussein, Abu Fadl, Abu Fadl, Abul Fadl, Abu Fadl, Abu Fadl, Abul Fadl, Abu Fadl, Abu Fadl, Abul Fadl. I see you have gathered here to oppose me. I see you have gathered here to oppose me. You brought armies and I brought my family. You brought armies and I brought my family. The river of generosity is me, and you deny to me that which flows freely. And you deny to me that which flows freely. I won't give in till the blood from me will all spill. I will summon Ali Akbar and Abul Fadl, Abu Fadl, Abu Abal. One more time, conclude this night. Abu Fadl, Abal Faz. Raise your hand for Abu Fadl Abbas's hand. Fadl Abal Faz. Abu Fadl, Abal Faz. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا خاتم الأنبياء السلام عليك يا مولانا أمير المؤمنين علي بن أبي طالب قسيم النار والجنة السلام